My sister-in-law accused me of cheating with her fiancé because my baby looks like him. Her demand for a paternity test ruined their wedding. Alright, so here's a bit of backstory. I'm a 28-year-old woman and I've been hitched to my hubby Aaron for 4 years. We've been on the baby train for a couple of years now and finally struck gold last year. Our little guy, Danny, made his debut 3 weeks ago. I swear, it's been the most incredible yet totally exhausting time ever, and man, do I adore this little dude. Aaron's over the moon about becoming a dad. Now, Aaron's sister Bonnie, who's 26, has been with her fiancé, Sean, for 3 years. They got engaged last Christmas, and honestly, I always thought they were great together. Sure, Bonnie can be a bit much at times, but hey, whatever floats Sean's boat, right? Here's the kicker, Sean and I both have Korean roots. We both moved here as kids, and we've got that classic Korean vibe going on. Meanwhile, Aaron and Bonnie are both white, which was never a big deal to me. But it turns out Bonnie's been fixating on it way more than I realized, and things just blew up tonight. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it all. So, we were at Aaron's parents' place for our usual Sunday dinner. I had Danny with me because, duh, he's tiny and everyone loves having a cuddle with him. Sean was goofing around with him on the couch, talking about how cute Danny's chubby cheeks are. Bonnie was right there next to them, and out of nowhere, she went dead silent. Then she stood up and said, "We need to talk." I thought she meant her and Sean, but nope, she was staring right at me, saying we all needed to hash things out right then and there. I was holding Danny, trying to figure out what was happening, when Bonnie started talking about how she'd been stewing over something for weeks and couldn't ignore it anymore. Then she dropped the bomb. She thought Sean was Danny's dad and that I'd had an affair with him. I swear, my brain just short-circuited for a sec there. What on earth was she on about? Aaron was up in a flash, calling her crazy and demanding she apologize, but Bonnie doubled down, insisting Danny looks like Sean because they share Korean features. She even accused Sean and me of having some secret vibe going on just because we connect over shared culture. I was caught between wanting to laugh because it was so ridiculous and being furious at the accusation. Who says that about a newborn? Sean looked like he'd been slapped, repeatedly asking Bonnie what she was talking about. She even turned on him, claiming he lights up around me and the baby, which isn't normal. It hit me that she'd concocted this whole drama in her head for weeks. I told her she was nuts and explained that Danny resembles me and any other Korean baby because, duh, genetics. I'd never cheat on Aaron, especially not with her fiancé, and she needed to apologize. But Bonnie wasn't backing down. She demanded a paternity test and said Sean couldn't see Danny until then. The room was in shock. Aaron's mom was crying, and his dad was trying to defuse the situation, but Bonnie was relentless. Sean was getting more riled up, finally standing up and saying, "If this is what you think of me after 3 years, we're done talking." He left, and Bonnie chased after him, screaming. After that mess, Aaron and I left too, and we've been home since, replaying everything in our heads. I'm so mad I could scream. How dare she accuse me of cheating? How dare she drag my little one into her twisted stories? I told Aaron no way am I taking a paternity test because I don't need to prove anything when I did nothing wrong. Aaron suggested maybe doing the test to clear things up and move forward, but I'm like, absolutely not. Agreeing to that test would mean admitting there's a sliver of doubt, which there isn't. I won't dignify her wild accusations. I've been mulling this over all night while Danny sleeps, and it's hitting me that Bonnie's always been a bit possessive of Sean. I used to think it was just her being protective. Now I'm wondering if she's always been suspicious of me just because Sean and I are Korean. We click at family gatherings, chatting about immigration stories, Korean food, and stuff Aaron and Bonnie don't really get. It's sickening to think she's been weaving this insane story in her head about me being a homewrecker when all I've done is be polite and welcoming. And now she's blown it all up, and I don't know how we're supposed to pick up the pieces. Even if she says sorry, how am I supposed to forget that she thinks I'd cheat on Aaron? Okay, so here's the drama. Bonnie's been accusing me of lying about who my baby's dad is, saying that I cheated with Sean. Aaron thinks Bonnie's just stressed out about the wedding or maybe her hormones are acting up, but honestly, I don't care what her excuse might be. You can't just go around accusing someone of cheating without any real evidence, and dragging my innocent baby into her wild fantasies is just crossing the line. I flat out refused to take a paternity test and told Bonnie to take her accusations and shove them where the sun doesn't shine. I feel like I'm losing my mind over here, and everyone keeps saying I should just take the test to keep the peace, but why should I prove myself when I haven't done anything wrong? Some folks have asked why I won't just take the test if I've got nothing to hide, and that's exactly the problem. I shouldn't have to go through medical tests just because someone concocted a story in their head. The fact that people think this is a reasonable request blows my mind. Anyway, small update, Sean called up Aaron this morning, and apparently, he and Bonnie had a massive fight last night. Bonnie's doubling down on her accusations and wants Sean to cut ties with our family until we do the test. Sean stood his ground, saying no way, and told her that if she can't trust him after 3 years, their relationship is done. Bonnie went ballistic, threw her engagement ring at him, and now Sean's staying in a hotel. Aaron's parents are really upset since they've grown to love Sean over the years, and they don't want the family to fall apart. They can't believe Bonnie would make such wild accusations. Aaron's mom called me in tears this morning, asking what she should do, and honestly, I've got no clue because the whole thing is just so messed up. I'm still not taking any test, because I refuse to legitimize Bonnie's crazy ideas, but now I'm worried Sean and Bonnie will break up over this, and everyone will blame me for not taking the test to save their relationship. I'm feeling guilty even though I know logically it's not my fault. Aaron's been supportive, but I can tell he's stressed about his family falling apart. I wonder if deep down he thinks I should just take the test, though he won't say it because he knows I'll lose it. And I totally would because I'm so tired of people acting like Bonnie's paranoid accusations are my issue to fix. Thankfully, our sweet baby Danny has no idea about this drama, and he looks like me and a lot of Korean babies. It's gross that Bonnie thinks his appearance is proof of infidelity, and I can't believe nobody's calling her out on that. Update, it's been 4 days since the dinner disaster, and things are spiraling out of control. I don't know what to do but need to keep you guys posted because I'm questioning everything and everyone right now. Sean's still at the hotel, and Bonnie's been calling the whole family to pressure me into taking the test. She even called my mom yesterday, sharing her accusations. My mom, confused and upset, asked me what's going on, so I had to explain the whole crazy situation. She was furious, told Bonnie she had no right dragging her into this, and said she knows Danny is Aaron's baby, as she was there throughout my pregnancy. Mom told Bonnie not to call her again, but the fact Bonnie did shows how far she's willing to go. Then yesterday, Aaron's other sister Emma called, trying to be all diplomatic. She suggested maybe I should consider taking the test just to calm everyone down. I lost it and asked, whose mind exactly? Because my mind's at ease, Aaron's mind is at ease, and so is Sean's. So, whose mind are we trying to ease here? She got quiet and said, well, Bonnie's obviously. And I told her that Bonnie's peace of mind is not my responsibility, especially when it's based on racist assumptions and lies. Emma got defensive, saying it's not about race. I said, oh really? Then why doesn't she think Danny looks like any other white men in our family, and why is Sean the only one she's suspicious of? Emma couldn't answer, so I hung up, furious. What's really getting to me now is Aaron came home from work yesterday acting weird and distant. I finally asked him what was up, and he said his whole family is buzzing about this and everyone thinks I should just take the test to end the drama. I asked him, so now you think I should take it too? He said he didn't know anymore, and maybe it would just be easier. I stared at him, then started yelling, easier for who exactly? Because it's not easier for me to have to prove I didn't cheat on my husband, and it's not easier for me to validate some racist woman's paranoid delusions, and it's definitely not easier for me to live with the fact that my own husband thinks. So, I had to deal with this whole drama where Aaron thought I should take a paternity test for our son just to shut up his sister, Bonnie. He said he didn't think I cheated, but maybe this would make Bonnie apologize, and everything would chill out again. I lost it and said, seriously? You think things are just going to go back to normal after she accused me of cheating and questioned Danny's paternity, and now you want me to do what she wants? We had our first big fight since Danny arrived, and Aaron ended up sleeping in the guest room. I spent the night crying, feeding Danny, and wondering how everything turned into such a mess. Just 3 weeks ago, I was on cloud 9, and suddenly, my sister-in-law's got me pegged as a cheater while Aaron thinks I have to prove I'm not. This morning, Aaron apologized, blaming stress. He insisted he knew I didn't cheat and didn't actually think I should take the test. But his family keeps bugging him about why I won't do it if there's nothing to hide, so he's feeling the pressure. I understand, but I told him he needs to choose sides because he can't have my back and want me to cave to Bonnie's stupid demands. Sean, Bonnie's partner, texted me and said sorry for all the drama, saying he didn't want his issues with Bonnie to spill over. He's trying to fix things with her, but she won't even talk to him unless he agrees I should take the test, which he refuses to do because it's just insulting, and he knows nothing happened between us. Honestly, I think Bonnie's got some mental health stuff going on because normal people don't just cook up wild stories about affairs 'cause of a baby's looks. Remembering all her weird comments, like at Christmas when Sean and I talked about Korean dramas, and she said it was interesting how much we had in common. Or when she asked Aaron if he ever worried about me hanging out with Sean at family things, and Aaron just laughed it off. Looking back, these moments seem like she's been cooking up this crazy theory for ages, and Danny was just the last straw to make her spill. I'm freaked out about what she might do next since she's not thinking straight. Aaron's parents want a family meeting to sort this out, but I told Aaron no way, I'm not sitting in a room with Bonnie while she accuses me and demands tests. I don't care if that makes me look bad in their eyes. Small update, after reading some advice and nonstop thinking, I decided to do the paternity test, but not for Bonnie's sake, she doesn't deserve anything from me after all this. Some people mention that Aaron might still have doubts, even if he says he trusts me, and I want to squash that doubt completely. I told Aaron I'd take the test just for him, to erase any tiny doubts, and the results would be just for us, no one else. Aaron said I didn't need to prove anything, but I could see the relief, and it felt like the right call for us. We went to a private lab today, and we'll have the results in a few days. I made him promise no one would ever know because I'm not giving Bonnie the satisfaction of thinking she forced this. Aaron's super grateful and keeps saying he knows the results will confirm what he already knows, but I told him it's about making sure Bonnie can't use any doubt against us. I'm still pissed it came to this and think Bonnie's a paranoid mess, but I love Aaron, and I want our marriage to be rock solid against her crazy. If it takes this test to achieve that, then so be it, but Bonnie will never find out we did it. So, the lab promised they'd let us know the results, and I'm honestly not freaking out because I'm pretty sure I already know what they're going to say. But, I'm eager to put this all behind us and move on without this drama hanging over us. I just want to enjoy my family life without Bonnie's negativity messing things up. Some folks suggested that Aaron might always have a little doubt, even if he doesn't want to admit it. So, I'd rather squash that doubt completely than let it bug us later. To me, a strong marriage means doing whatever it takes to protect our relationship. I'll let you know when we get the results, but I'm sure they'll just confirm what we already know. Then Aaron and I can move on with no doubts, and Bonnie can have her meltdown without dragging our marriage or family into it anymore. Update, we got the paternity test results yesterday, and, surprise, surprise, Danny is 100% Aaron's kid, which we knew all along. Aaron got emotional when we read it together and apologized for letting Bonnie's accusations get to him, even just a little. We burned the test results after we read them because I wanted zero evidence that we ever doubted Danny's parentage. This was just for our peace of mind, and now we're all good, no shadows hanging over us. Aaron's so much more relaxed now, and it's like a weight has lifted off him, even though he tried to act like he wasn't worried. I'm glad we did it because our marriage feels stronger now. But here's where it gets messy. Everything's blown up, and I don't even know where to start. Sean and Bonnie are officially over. She's now claiming I seduced Sean and turned everyone against her, which makes me so mad I can hardly type without shaking. Yesterday, Sean went to their place to grab his stuff, and Bonnie started the same argument about the paternity test. Sean told her he was done and couldn't be with someone who doubted his integrity. Bonnie flipped out, screaming that I'd turned him against her and manipulated everything. Sean came over today to apologize and make sure this isn't affecting our relationship with him. I was relieved he came because I was worried he blamed me for ruining his engagement. But then, Bonnie showed up at our door, yelling for Sean. Aaron opened the door, and she barged in, saw Sean holding Danny, and lost it. She freaked out, saying this was proof of her crazy theories and that she'd expose us. Sean stood up, still holding Danny, and told her to leave because she was scaring the baby. Bonnie tried to grab Danny, so I stepped in, took Danny, and told her to get out of my house. She turned on me, hurling insults and accusing me of wrecking her life. While she was shouting at me in my own living room, I snapped. I told her to her face she was a racist, paranoid psycho making up fantasies because she couldn't handle that Sean and I, both being Korean, get along just fine. I told her she needed help and not to come back or I'd call the cops. She slapped me while I was holding Danny, and Sean immediately got between us. Aaron was already calling 911, and Bonnie finally realized how far she'd gone, so she ran out crying. The police came and took a report, saying we could press charges, but I just want her out of our lives. Aaron agreed, and Sean looked sick with guilt, apologizing over and over. Today Sean called and said Bonnie's been calling nonstop, begging him to forgive her and promising to drop the paternity issue. He told her no way, especially after she hit me while I was holding a baby. He blocked her on everything and is done with her for good. Aaron's parents called too. They're horrified and said they never want to see Bonnie again. They apologized for ever doubting me and assured me they know I'm a loyal, good person and that they love Danny. Feeling a bit vindicated, but also totally exhausted because this whole ordeal has been such an emotional drain. I can't stop thinking about the time she slapped me while I was holding my tiny, 3-week-old baby. Like, who even does that? It's seriously scary to know someone could flip out into violence over some made-up story in their head. So yeah, I'm pretty freaked out by her now. Sean dropped by again today with a cute little Korean kids book for Danny. He hopes he can still be part of Danny's life, kind of like an honorary uncle. He was super apologetic about all the drama Bonnie stirred up. I assured him he's always welcome and none of this mess was his doing. Honestly, I feel for him. He wasted 3 years with someone who turned out to be totally off the wall. Aaron has been amazing through all this chaos. He keeps saying sorry for ever suggesting that silly test. He now realizes how hurtful it was and regrets not standing up to his family from the get-go. I'm just relieved we're back on the same page because for a hot second, I was worried it was going to mess up our marriage, too. As for Danny, he's just thriving and happy as can be, completely clueless about how some drama queen tried to mess with his family before he even hit 1 month. I'm going to make sure he grows up knowing he's loved and that his mom and dad fought for him when someone tried to break us apart. Fast forward 2 weeks since the slap incident, and I thought things were chilling out. But nope, turns out Bonnie's been spinning her wild tales to her coworkers and people in Aaron's family. In her crazy version, I'm some kind of villain who broke up her perfect relationship with Sean. She paints herself as the victim just trying to protect her family. At this point, I am just so over her. Aaron's cousin called me yesterday after hearing rumors that I was having an affair, insert eye roll here, just to see if I was okay. I had to run through the whole ridiculous story again. Apparently, Bonnie's been spreading lies, saying Sean left her for me, that I tricked Aaron's family into siding with me, and even suggesting Danny might not be Aaron's baby. It's infuriating because I thought we were past this nightmare once she stopped bothering us, but here she is, trying to ruin my reputation. The funny thing is, people who actually know me aren't buying Bonnie's stories. They see how happy Aaron and I are, how much we love little Danny, and they think Bonnie sounds desperate and unhinged. Which, she is. But it still sucks knowing she's trying to trash my name. Aaron's family has completely cut ties with her and they've been super supportive. Aaron's mom even gave me a shout out on Facebook about how much she loves Danny and me, which was really sweet despite the awkwardness of the whole situation. Now that Danny is 6 weeks old, he's more alert and smiling at me, and he's seriously the cutest, most perfect baby ever. It's unbelievable Bonnie tried to drag him into her drama, but he's safe and loved, and that's what really matters. Thinking back, this whole drama hit me hard because Bonnie went after the 2 most important things to me, my marriage and my baby. Her actions felt so racially charged, even if she didn't mean it like that, and it made me feel like an outsider in Aaron's family. But Aaron has been super supportive, and his family has shown that they really do care, even apologizing for not having my back from the start. I'm working on forgiving and moving forward. The whole paternity test thing still irks me because I know if I were white, no one would have questioned Danny's parentage. But because I'm a Korean woman, I got hit with that nonsense. Bonnie moved away last month, and I hope I never see her again. I want her to get the help she needs, but mostly, I just want to forget she existed and focus on my little family and the good life we're building.